Carrie and welcome to Sushi Chef, the company where high quality meets deliciousness. I use Sushi Chef Japanese products to make easy to prepare meals that you can make from the comfort of your own home. Follow us on our cooking adventures by subscribing to this channel and clicking the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Our social media is linked in the description box below. Today, we're going to be making the classic California roll with the Sushi Chef Sushi Making Kit. All of these ingredients will be used in our process. I can't wait to make this delicious meal alongside you guys, so if you're ready for the video, let's get started. The Sushi Chef Sushi Making Kit is a perfect item to make sushi at home. It provides all the ingredients you'll need to make your sushi dish. All you provide are the ingredients of your choice. You'll need sushi rice to make this California roll. Check out my other video on how to make sushi rice. I'm using the recipe for a California roll from the Sushi Chef cookbook. Alright, so now we have our first step, which is cutting up all of our ingredients. I have an avocado, a cucumber, and some imitation crab on a plate. The first thing we're going to do is cut up this cucumber. Alright, let's peel this cucumber. Alright, now that we've peeled our cucumber, we're going to cut off both ends. Now we're going to cut the cucumber in half. Now you can see we have seeds in the middle. We're going to cut along the edge right here and try not to get any of the seeds in our cut. Something like this is what we're looking for. Now we're going to cut this up even further, into halves again. Now it's time to cut up the avocado. So we're going to cut along this side and cut all around the avocado like this in one line. You want to press down firmly and use these swishing motions like this. You never want to put the top of the knife into the avocado. Don't worry if your line isn't perfect. The only thing we want to do is connect the lines so we get a nice opening here. Now that we have our two sides, we can start to peel. Now we're going to want to cut it up sideways like this. Let's cut this whole avocado. Also, make sure that your slices are thin. Now that we've cut up all of our ingredients, it's time to make the roll. The first thing we're going to do is cut this nori sheet in half. We're only going to be using 1/2 of our sheet. Now, let's add the sushi rice. The first thing we're going to do is wet our hands in the water and rice vinegar mixture. You want to make sure this goes all over your hands like this, so they're moist but not dripping. The next thing we're going to do is scoop out about a 3/4 cup of our sushi rice. You don't have to get this perfect in one try. You can always add more. Now we're going to gently spread it out on the nori. Be careful not to press directly down on this rice. Instead, spread it like this. This rice will be sticky, so if you need to add more rice vinegar and water to your hands, do so. You can pick up pieces of rice like this and put it in another area. We don't want our nori sheet to have more rice on some parts than others. We want it to be one uniform layer. We also want to make sure that the edges of our nori are adequately filled with rice. We really want this rice to come over on top of the nori. This will ensure that when we roll the roll, the rice on either side of the nori will combine and stick to each other. The most important part of this section is that your layer of rice is still a little bit transparent, and you can see some little bits of nori within it. We don't want too much rice in this section. This will overwhelm the rest of the sushi. You really don't have to be neat here. In fact, try to go over the edge with your rice. Now we can see I have a pretty uniform layer of rice on my nori. Now it's time to add our toppings. I'm using the Tuxedo sesame seed as my topping for the rice. These Tuxedo seeds are made of white and black sesame seed. This part also doesn't have to be neat. You can put as much or as little as you want here. I'm kind of going overboard, but I really like Tuxedo seeds. Now let's flip this nori. You want to take your thumb and put it under both edges. Take your other fingers and lift it up and quickly flip it to the other side. Don't worry if your toppings come off a little. Again, you can see my nori is about 1 inch from the bottom of the mat. Now that we have all of our ingredients, we can start to roll the roll. Let's take about 2 avocado slices and see how they fit on the roll. We want to put this pretty close to the edge of the roll, but now we see that the width is pretty big, so let's cut it down a little bit more. A lot of what goes into making the sushi roll is trial and error. Don't worry if your avocado or any of your other ingredients don't work the first time. It's okay if it doesn't work the first time, just like you're seeing with mine. We can always modify. Now that we have our 2 avocados, we see there's a little bit of a hole in the middle. We want to cover the whole of the nori, so let's put a little small one in here. What we can do is cut one up and cut it into a little slice so that it fits in. Now let's add the cucumber. Again, we want to pick the cucumbers that have no seed. We want to put this as close to the avocado as we can. 2 out of 3 done. Now let's add our imitation crab. This width is pretty big for our sushi roll, so let's cut it. Now I'm balancing this crab on top of the cucumber, so we prioritize space in our nori. The biggest component of our sushi roll should be the crab, so these pieces should be the biggest part of our roll. Now we have our avocado, our cucumber, and our crab all together. All right, let's start our process. We're going to take our bamboo mat and lift it up like this. Touch the sides of the sushi roll and roll it up. Our goal here is to get our bamboo mat all the way to this side while keeping all of these ingredients inside the roll. I'm gonna lift up this bamboo mat with my thumbs while using my other fingers to keep all of this intact. Great. Now all of our ingredients are packed inside this bamboo roll. Once we have our bamboo roll set up like this, we're going to want to put our fingers down in here and push down. You never want to push directly on the sushi roll, but we want to push using this kind of motion to really solidify the shape of our roll. This is where you want to apply the most pressure. Once we feel we have a defined shape, we can see if the sushi has come over yet. Now we can see that the sushi is starting to roll over and that the rest of the roll should connect to it once we roll the rest of the roll. Now, when we keep rolling, we never want the bamboo mat to go under the roll because then it would get stuck inside the roll. Instead, we want to hold one hand like this and keeping this shape, continue to roll the roll. Keep applying pressure under like we have before. Okay, now pretty much the whole roll is covered. Again, let's apply these kinds of motions to really solidify that circular shape. Once we think we've solidified it, we can open up the roll again. If we want to clean up the circular shape and make it a little bit more round, we can definitely put the bamboo mat on it again and keep doing these motions. Once we like our shape, we can open up the bamboo mat again, and our sushi roll is rolled. We're going to want to put it on our top for our last section, which is cutting it up and serving. Lift it with both hands, gently and quickly, and put it on your counter. As you can see, the ends of the roll are still a little bit frayed. Let's put our bamboo mat at the edge of the roll and use our fingers gently to just push it in. If you lose some rice like this, that's okay. Just make sure the edge of the roll is pushed in. We can do the same with the other side. Now the last thing we have to do is cut up the roll. I'm using a big knife like this to really cut evenly into this roll. But to make the cutting process easier, I'm going to use my water and vinegar mixture that I used earlier to really wet the knife and smooth it out. I really only need to drench the top of the knife, because that is mainly what we're going to be using to cut the sushi roll. Now let's cut the middle. Again, we want to make these swishing motions really gently. Don't go automatically into the roll. Still, you do want to apply pressure. Once we've got this cut, we're going to want to cut these halves into quarters. Every time you cut, you see there's a little bit of residue left over. We want to wipe this off with a towel every time until there's no more residue, and put the knife in our water and vinegar mixture. Cleaning the knife over and over again might seem like a tedious process, but it really makes sure that the knife is clean and that your cuts are clean as well. Now, I am not a master chef, but what's great about this whole process of making sushi, and especially using the Sushi Chef sushi making kit, is that anyone can make delicious sushi. There are many different ways to plate our sushi, and you can really get creative here. I'm going to do a diagonal shape. The way that I'm setting up my sushi ensures that you see every individual piece. It shows you how they're simultaneously the same and unique in their own right. There's our sushi. No sushi dish would be complete without dark soy sauce, pickled ginger, and wasabi. We're going to add this to our dish as well. Firstly, with our dark soy sauce, we're just going to pour a little bit into a shallow cup. This really enhances the flavor of our sushi roll and will add a nice tangy taste. The next thing we'll do is add some pickled ginger. This pickled ginger is a great side and is a perfect ingredient to cleanse your palate after every bite. I've made a mixture of this wasabi powder and water. This is going to go on the other side of our dish. Wasabi is a great side if you want a little spicy punch to your meal. Now our sushi is done. I'm so excited to try this sushi. Alrighty, here we go. Dip it in some soy sauce. Okay. Wow. This is delicious. What's amazing is you can taste all the individual ingredients. I can taste the crab, the crispy cucumber, and the avocado. Wow. Yay! I'm so glad this turned out well. I'm gonna have another one. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I had so much fun making this delicious California roll with the Sushi Chef sushi making kit. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to become a Sushi Chef Booty to see more cooking videos like this one. I'd also love to hear your suggestions for future videos. That's it for today. See you next time.